y'all are a little excited too, right?
Yeah!
So I'm not gonna make y'all too much more excited because I'd like to introduce our panelists. And we might have a couple of things you weren't expecting. I'd like to introduce Mr. Christopher Heyerdahl. Right here. Right. Ms. Samantha Ferris. Ms. Julie McNiven. Mr. Mark A. Shepard. And, a little bit of a surprise, Mr. Misha Cotter. Okay, how about this guy? Let's give them a very warm DragonCon welcome.
Such a ham. I love you too.
It's gonna be one of those weeks, is it?
I love you. Finally, the girls get some love. It's always the boys getting some love. Now the girls gotta get some love.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Just fleeting.
Misha, sorry. Right, of course.
Okay. Well, so you've just gotten here. Have you seen, I'm out here, I'm sorry.
Who's talking?
It's true. God is a woman.
Voice in my head.
God?
Yes, Christopher, it is true.
It's true. God is a woman and she's really hot.
I'm blushing. Okay. You've just gotten here for DragonCon. What have you seen? Have you seen anything that so far that has made you go, wow? A costume or anything else?
I think everything we've seen has made us go, wow.
It's been very booby so far.
Very what?
Booby. I feel like my microphone is 10 times louder than anyone else's, which is perfect.
I'm just gonna speak lower than him.
Okay, folks, I'm over here. Come and ask your questions. Come on.
Where are you?
I'm right up here. I'm sorry. I know I'm very short.
That's just odd.
We see you now.
Weird. God?
So, one of the questions I have for you is, how did you all each get your individual roles? How many times did you have to try out? Things of that nature.
Misha, would you like to start?
More casting couch stories?
You're the angel. We should probably start at the top.
I came into what? That's right, I'm God.
What I remember.
I came in and auditioned for Eric Kripke. He's a guy that works on the show. And
Get that role?
I did, actually.
You playing Eric?
No.
The English and their grammar.
And the role was for a demon, and I did a very good job. It was almost at Chris Heyerdahl kind of level of demon work. And then they said, no, it's actually an angel. We're introducing an angel to the show, but we wanted to keep it a secret. We didn't want anyone to know that we were even auditioning an angel. So do it again, but do it like an angel. And all of my preparation had to go out the window, and I just sort of said the words blankly, and apparently that's what they were looking for. Because they cast me.
I read a script written by Ben Edlund, who I love and have worked with before. You know, creator of The Tick. Yeah. And I read the opening scene, and the opening scene is me making out with a 70-year-old man at the crossroads. Yeah, I'm not doing anything next week. So, yeah, it was an interesting journey. It was an interesting journey. So much fun. Guess who's fun too?
I read for Eric, for Anna. She was only 2 episodes, and then she goes to heaven. Then I came back, so I was very happy to resurrect. Hopefully again.
You never die on this show. You know.
Oh, but I will tell you.
No, you don't. I learned that.
You don't ever die, but I am really fucking dead right now. Like, I am Ash. I mean, good luck, God.
So you're
Can you
Ash.
do
I've
something
been
about
Ash.
that?
I've been Ash. I'm Ash. We killed
Are
you.
you
The
Ash
first
too?
time we killed you, we really killed you. I mean, it was like, that sucks. You're definitely fucking gone. And then they brought you back. And I've been blown into little moist bits and resurrected.
Well-
It seems like they have no shame when it comes to resurrection.
That's true. But
lie a
you're
lot.
God now? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right, well, then can you do something
also
about
on the
it?
show,
Don't
yeah.
you owe Anna at least a resurrection
Yeah.
again?
I will try to work up some kind of reaction
Yeah, okay.
for Anna.
And Ellen. I don't know, that's gonna be a tough one, trying to bring me back again. You know what, I think we screwed ourselves. I don't think they can now. I don't know if I mean, everybody's seen
Time
everything,
travel.
right? Have you guys all seen I'm not giving anything away if we talk about that? I don't think they can bring me back.
Of course they can.
No, they can't.
Time travel.
No,
Parallel universe. Easy. 2 solutions right there.
If I came back as like as a resurrection, or if I came back as a bad guy, or if I came back in a different body, it'd be different. But because they've already brought me back as a parallel universe, I think I'm hooped.
What about a perpendicular universe?
You know what, Misha? I didn't think about that. Could you talk to someone about that? Sarah, maybe? Make it what? Well, I guess
Slightly
we'll
different
find out,
show.
right? Trust me, I'm all about it. I'll do it. I mean, God, it's such a great show to work on. Who doesn't want to go back and do it? But it's just a matter of how they bring everybody back. But I think, see, again, I don't want to spoil this for you. I mean, you know what, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, because half of you will go right on, and half of you will go, duh, you killed it for us. And you'll come up and hit me later, and I don't want to be hit. I did my hair and everything, so. How did I make it to the show? You know what, I think I'm the only Canadian that was a regular cast member, a recurring cast member on that show, and I was in Vancouver. And the tough thing about getting a role on an American series is often they bring the actors up from the States. They don't think for some reason that we can act. A lot of people in LA, shut up, guys.
The shoe fits. He's still talking.
They think in Canada, They think in Canada, they think that, you know, we all live in igloos, and really, there are people in America that really genuinely still believe that we've just gotten electricity in the last 10 years. So they think that nobody up there can act, so they always hire all their actors from the States. I'll try and make this quick. So I show up for this, and they're looking for they're looking for a tough, in-your-face, broad, and they always kind of bring in some Canadian actors from Vancouver that kind of just obligatorily go, okay, set up a casting session in Vancouver, bring some obnoxious women in, we'll go, yeah, thank you very much, that was great, thank you very much, that was great, and we'll send them on their merry way. But this is how I get them. This is how I got the 4400 too. Because I have the voice that I do, and I have the boobs that I do, and I have the personality, come on, they're pretty big. And they're mine. Just so to clarify, these are totally mine. I got them from my
Could I
mother.
have some of those?
Genetically. You like some of these?
I could use a little
You know what,
bit
I've got a little more to burn, so if we could somehow work that
Let's
out.
figure it out. God,
Angel? Because I don't need all of this. It's a lot. We'll get Julie. We'll talk about that later. We'll go back to your room. Always want to be in for that one. Anyway.
You do realize I'm running hell right now. I'm much more likely to grant boobs than anyone else.
Then Julie, talk to him. Anyway, so I was the gal that came in and just, you know, here was this, you know, kind of, whoa, they kind of went, oh my God. And I didn't sound too Canadian, so I got the part. That's my story. That's how I got it. And I stayed.
Essentially, you're saying you hate American actors, and what else was it?
No, American executives kind of go, oh, Canadians, they can't pull it off. They don't think they can. Until, of course, they come up and they see how lovely and wonderful we are. And then they go, oh my God, they can. But until they get there, no. Hey. Hey. Okay, that's my story.
Yes, we can. I walked into actually, before you walk in, they have a little sign-in sheet. And one of the great things about the sign-in sheet is you get to see who else is there auditioning for the part that you're auditioning for. And there was no one else. It was I figured I had it in the bag, but then of course there's also this story about the other country trying to weigh in. But I went in and I actually had no idea that the part had been played before, so I did my own thing in the audition. But they passed me a scene, and you're reading this scene where you get to shoot Jared and Jensen with rock salt. And they're behind an invisible fence barrier that they can't get across, so they can't do anything to me. It was really good fun. So I had a good time with it, and I think I was told the next day that I had it. My problem, though, with coming back, is that it's actually quite interesting, because if Misha is actually God. And I hung him up on a nail about 30 seconds before I died. I don't know, that could be a coincidence. I'm not sure. God is evil, let me just say that. God is very evil. So I think that was the demon coming back out. It's a delicate balance there.
Okay, we're just gonna keep going, so you better start acting.
I got it.
I just want to know, do you keep getting more and more confessions now that you've become God? Is that what it is? Everybody's become very reflective with you.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, everybody's. Listen, man, I just got to come clean with you.
Our
It's more
question.
St. Peter, I think, that gets all the confessions. God's hard to get to.
Hey guys, I have a question for Mark Shepard. Mr. Shepard, your performance as Crowley is just a magnificent performance. And what I noticed with Crowley and also with Badger from Firefly, you just have this knack for just blending intimidation and just intensity, but also having that air of charm about it. Where he's always deadly, but at the same time very charming and likable. So my question is how do you find that balance as an actor? Like how are you able to bring that to all of your interpretations that well?
Well, I have terrible trouble with that in real life, so that's probably why I'm just such an ass in real life. It gets to be more fun on screen. I don't know. It's great writing. It's so much fun. I get to play these great characters who have brilliant ideas like running hell or running the universe or running planets. Or, I've always believed there's two types of people that are worth playing as characters, and it's either the guy that sells them out before they left the planet, which is like Zachary Smith in Lost in Space. It's the guy that sort of completely screwed them before they even started the show, and he's like always apologetic and always guilty. Guy's Baltar, it's a great example, and that's one type of person to play. And the other one is the last sane man in the universe, which I think is what I've been playing, which is really Eddie Albert in Green Acres. So I think my acting influences mostly are based on Eddie Albert in Green Acres. I think of Misha as really a sort of Eva Gabor.
Sure. Can I tell your little? Usually we don't give up acting secrets, but Mark plays this dichotomy very well. Partly, I think, because at all times he has a Tickle Me Elmo and a live lobster in his underwear. And so you
That's
get
my pet names
that
for
yin and yang going in all of his performances.
Yin and yang and ow.
Yeah.
Yes, it works. It works for me. Seems to work for you. Thank you.
Our next question.
First, I wanted to thank you all. You've each done an incredible job at making memorable characters. So, thanks for that. My question is for everybody. All of you are really known for guesting on really excellent shows. I was wondering if there's anything currently on air that you would like to do a part on, or even become a regular on, that kind of thing.
Jersey Shore for me.
Oh. Mad Men, because I'd like to make out with, oh, Don Draper.
I didn't make out with John.
I know, but you were his,
My
you were
dad's
his
on Mad Men.
assistant or something, weren't you?
No, I made out with Rich Summer. He's really cool too.
Is he the white guy?
He's the one with the glasses, kind of dorky.
Oh.
I like the dorks.
No, I want to make out with Don Draper. So Mad Men for me.
I would love to come back as Mona Foster on Fringe. Apparently, no one's seen that episode, but that's okay. She's kind of a dork and got great cat-eye glasses, and she's madly in love with Charlie, who now I guess is dead. I don't know. I don't understand exactly. We're in two universes at the same time, so. But that I would love to go back and enjoy.
I'd just like to, I don't know, if AMC, let's just say that AMC produced a Western. It's a crazy idea.
They are.
Really?
Hell on Wheels.
I'd like to, really? I'd
Right
like
now.
to be in that.
You
I'd
should
like to
get
be
on
in
it.
that.
There's a lot. I wanted to be a whore on that show.
Yeah?
I didn't get the role.
You are a whore on that show.
I sent tape. I seriously sent tape in. And I was really good, and they didn't cast me.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah. I'd like to play the Norwegian character in that one. That'd be cool. Yeah. They gotta have a Norwegian in the Western, don't they?
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
Go
what
shoot
I'd
a-
like to play a Norwegian cowboy in an AMC Western called Hell on Wheels. But they'd call him the Swede.
Could you be more specific?
Are you Norwegian?
Any particular day, any particular
Me too.
episode?
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
It's not the Norwegian.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, not that Norwegian.
Okay.
My dad was in the Norwegian Merchant Navy
How long was he in there?
from the age of about 18 to 23. Amazing. The 50s, early 50s. He joined the Norwegian Merchant Navy. He doesn't speak Norwegian, he's not Norwegian. He joined the Norwegian Merchant Navy because at the time, all the other ships of all the other registries still had rationing after the war.
Yeah.
And the Norwegians were the only ones
That's
who
right.
could get food.
That was my father was
Norwegian
He
sailor.
was the Norwegian, was the palace guards, the king's guards, specifically because he was sent off to be fattened up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I've been to the museum in Oslo, the Maritime Museum in Oslo.
Oh, yeah.
With the other Heyerdahls
Kontiki,
boats.
the Kontiki.
Yeah, Kontiki and Ra and all that stuff. It's great. Tor Heyerdahls.
Yeah.
Are you related?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. He actually produced that.
Do you know who he was?
Norwegian-
It's so nice that you guys are getting to know each other like this.
Let's go on to the next question. Otherwise, we'll be talking about Swedish naval stuff for the rest of the hour. We don't want to do that.
You didn't think we were going to touch on the finer
make out.
points
They'll
of
make out. They'll come back. Trust me.
rationing.
On to the next one.
We can't hear you, but we know that the
Actually,
rationing.
okay, there.
Question is for Mr. Shepard.
Okay.
Stop interrupting us!
Sorry, what was that?
First of all, thank you all for being here. We love you. We really do. My question is, Mr. Shepard, you seem to have had an interesting relation with Jim Bieber, Bobby Singer. And I've also noticed that you were quoted as saying in your recent episode with Leverage that Elliot would either like to kiss you or kill you. Is there something in your character that we need to know about?
You got some kind of problem with it?
No.
Good. You know, kissing is a lovely thing. Kissing is a lovely thing.
I think
Love
we've
is a
covered
lovely-
that.
What?
In fact.
It is a truly lovely thing. Kissing Jim Beaver is not quite as a lovely thing. Kissing some other people. I mean, I think Jim's, what was Jim's quote? He goes, yeah, I've done all this great stuff and I'm going to be remembered for kissing Mars Shepherd. It's kind of interesting.
Well, that's a whole lot of fur on fur.
He's got lovely soft lips, though.
How do you get around the rest of it? Like, we gotta kiss you guys. That's better than
Is it like
when you have a
Velcro? Do
beard
you stick
kissing
to
your
each other?
I know, but when you go one way, but when you go the other way, it's going against the grain.
But
and
it
it's-
actually, no, seriously.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
This isn't a furry convention.
I don't know.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, sorry.
That's after dark.
That's
Next-
Saturday night.
Where are you now? There you are. Oh,
I moved back here because we were in people's way.
Gotcha. That's a good place for you to be, at the back there. Okay, let's go.
They're running
What's
around.
up?
My question is for Misha. You're working on the Divine series as Father Christopher, and I just want to know, how does that differ from the character of Castiel when Cass is holding back information and Father Christopher is literally clueless?
You think you know what's going on. You don't. No, I mean they're very similar roles actually in a lot of ways. For instance, neither character has that much sex. One's a priest and one's an angel who has had pretty poor luck with women over the years.
That's the angel?
The angel has, yeah. He got it on briefly. He had a one kiss with Meg, the demon, and that was it. So just a little teaser and then high and dry. I don't know why I'm talking about priests having sex. That's not what you asked at all. But that's what I wanted to talk about, so I did. That's my prerogative, and you can't stop me. Yeah, yeah. See how I'm open about it? I have nothing to hide.
Awkward moment.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah. I think that's a good call. Good.
When you gotta pause, go for it. Just jump right in there.
All right, this is for Misha. At the last Supernatural Con last summer,
I just put my ear up to the microphone.
we talked about Rob Benedict being God. And so how do you feel now about Castiel being God, or at least being power hungry enough to call himself God? Do you feel like this might be
First of all, I don't like the way you're phrasing that.
Do you think this is art imitating life?
Oh. Strong finish, though. Strong finish. Where is Rob? Where's Rob? Why didn't Rob come this weekend?
I'm actually confused how he was God and now you're God. Are there two gods?
There was Rob. It was certainly intimated that Rob was
Yeah.
God.
Chuck was God.
But then,
Right.
but
Chuck. Let's not confuse actor and
Rob
character.
is not God.
As far as you know. And so that was sort of confusing because then suddenly I'm God,
Yeah,
and
I'm confused.
and I was saying, oh, but we haven't seen God in a long time.
but
so
do we see God?
did we just sweep that whole ugly chapter under the rug and pretend it never happened? I don't really know. We didn't really deal with that properly. But apparently, either Chuck wasn't really God, or
Well, the ingestion of all the souls from purgatory doesn't just make you God. It makes you a God.
right. And that opens up the whole. Is this a polytheistic universe or not? It's a lot to chew on. But as far as the whole art imitating life thing, I think yes is the answer.
Hi, this is for the panel. I was wondering if, assuming you guys aren't on the show now, if we brought your character back, is there anything you'd want to see your character do or that you'd want to film a scene specifically?
I want to have sex with one of the boys. It's never going to happen, but just for fun, I thought at the beginning there was a chance, there was an episode, because there was a little vibage between me and one of the boys. I won't say which one, but definitely one of them. So I thought this could go. So I said to Eric, what are the chances? And he said, never going to happen. I said, really? It could. And he said, yeah, but it's not.
Well, it sounds like the door's wide open there.
Again, yeah, exactly, and no one dies either. So maybe, it could happen, absolutely. I'm hoping for it. I'm working on the abs. I'm doing so maybe the one day they bring me back and we have a love scene and I'm naked with one of them.
Both of them.
I'm not going to tell you which one.
Both?
Sam.
At the same time? No. That's too much. Such a overkill. I didn't even know what to do. I mean, it kind of would, but... That'd be overkill. Just everything, there was smoke would come out of my ears. I wouldn't know what to do.
I'm sure there are fanfics though where
An awful lot of writing going on tonight.
Stop. Hey, that's mine. You?
Well,
Same
I've
for
already
me.
covered that, so I actually don't know. I just want to fucking be back. I love Anna. I love playing Anna. I loved doing scenes with Misha. I would love to come back and like get revenge on him. I mean, Castiel.
Why didn't you say you wanted to come back and have sex with Castiel? Screwed up.
Well, we don't really have sex. I mean,
You did.
no, I was human.
Whatever.
I mean,
A bit of counselling going on there. But you started.
Hi, this is from Mark. I know that you met Neil Gaiman recently, and I was wondering if you had read Good Omens, because there is a demon character in that book called Crowley. And if so, if that had influenced your performance at all.
I was in San Francisco and I made friends with a rather extraordinary man called Neil Gaiman. We were walking down Geary together singing the lyrics to obscure Ian Dury and the Blockhead songs. He wrote Good Omens and created Sandman and Coraline. He's probably the most prolific writer of our genre or genres you can imagine. I can't keep up with his tweets. He's that prolific. He writes books in between tweeting, blogging, and writing films and comic books and everything else. An amazing human being. But he intimated that he was very proud of the fact that Kripke had stolen Crowley. He said he thinks it's great. He loves the show. He was like, Mr. Crowley. I'm like, yeah. And so we kind of have his little stamp of endorsement or seal of approval there. So kind of fun. We'll see. But yeah, Good Omens should be good. I think Terry Jones is doing it from Python. So we'll see what the deal is. It's not like everybody hasn't told him who I am. There's this guy on the show and he's present. He's called Crowley. He'd be really good in this. It's kind of like at that stage. So I don't think negotiations are really under. Otherwise, I don't know what your scene was going to be.
Oh, right. Well, I've already penetrated both the boys. There's no point in repeating that. As sweet as it was.
did you penetrate Misha too? Misha too?
Well, I actually took something else and penetrated him with it. We've already talked about that, so, you know. I think, well, you know, because I've been killed, we'd have to do a nice flashback down in hell. You know, the 30 years of training. It wouldn't take long. Time in hell goes by so quickly.
Not anymore. Have you seen the lines? Nicely organized right now. 6 billion people in the line.
Okay. For the whole panel, I was just wondering, on average, how long do you get to memorize a script, and also
3 or 4 minutes.
but also, what's the shortest amount of time in your careers that you've had to memorize, like a whole event?
You mean like a war? What do you mean by event?
A scene, a
Like
script.
a
scene. Oh, okay, okay.
A full episode or a play or.
Well, I did a movie that was actually kind of it's not easy, but it can be done. I did a movie that was actually pretty great. We were apparently on the
I remember that movie.
Oscar shortlist. Stonehenge Apocalypse.
Awesome movie.
And that movie was really, really high production value across the board. And one of the things, the kind of thing that would happen on that movie would be they would say, oh, all right, great, let's do the, let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the car scene now. And I'll be like, what car scene? You know, the one where you're on the phone and that's 3 pages long. That's all your dialogue, and that no one told you about that was going to be shot today? We're shooting it right now. The cameras are set up. Can you just go get in the car and do the scene? That was about 4 minutes. I literally was like,
you do better.
I have to go to the bathroom. And I didn't have to go to the bathroom, but I'm like, okay. And then, Stonehenge, apocalypse. It was great. It was fantastic. So,
Do you think it's better sometimes?
sometimes weirdly it is better. I think I do better if I have no notice at all or 3 weeks to work on it, and anywhere in between is a disaster. And you never have 3 weeks to work on it. So, yeah, that's my take.
You can get stuff really quick. Like, they can do rewrites and you've got to know them in an hour, you got to know them overnight. Like, you got to really be prepared for that stuff. That when I got hired on the 4400, they had, it's a long story, but basically I got hired the night before and I had 12 pages of really technical, and then when it's conversation, it's one thing, but when it's really technical dialogue, it's incredibly hard to do. And that was, in fact, I don't think I ever got over that. I have a fear of lines because of that. So I'm not kidding, like 12 pages of, oh my God, I would, like National Threat Assessment Society, blah, 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 and general this, and, missed that show. It's a fun show, 4400. Of course, not that many people saw it, which is why it is no longer around. Oh, okay. It's a great show. Anyway, that's my input.
I'm good with what.
I'm good with that too.
I didn't have a part scene on Stonehenge. Caught the lips. I know her.
The emphasis on lips.
Well, there was an episode, it was a Stargate episode. It was called, okay, Stargate fans, yeah? Yes. Was it called 28 Minutes? You remember that one? It was a Stargate Atlantis. 38 minutes? Okay. Well, 38
That was the long version.
38 minutes was 36 minutes. And they, so when we were shooting about 3 or 4 episodes after that, they handed me a 2-minute scene and said, we're going to be doing that in an hour. So get ready and go. So that, yeah, that's always fun. And I remember afterwards just sweating. And the camera operator, Grizz Saltz is his name, and afterwards, we hadn't really said a word before that, and he looks at me after that. Everyone just disperses to go on to the next scene, and he looks at me and says, you have really great concentration. Because all I was doing was just trying to make sure that I said the lines. Just taking the lines out, take a breath, come back in. It's the blessing of the close-up. Yeah.
I did a first film I ever did, a film called In the Name of the Father with Jim Sheridan. And it's an amazing experience, but I got really scared when on day one Jim took the script, threw it across the room and went, so, right, what are we trying to say here? From that moment on, it was 157 people improving a film. It can be a great deal of fun. I mean, if it's good writing, I mean, I was lucky enough to do Battlestar and all those fun things. And Doctor Who and all this. Should we keep going? There's a few more. Firefly. When you're talking about good writing, when you're talking about really good writing, it's actually very easy to get the story and get what's going on very quickly. It's actually not hard to remember it, and it kind of makes sense.
It's like Stonehenge Apocalypse.
But when it's bad, it doesn't matter what you know. I did a show called Mantis once. Remember Mantis? I killed off the show with an episode where I think my opening line had something like the chrysostolic dawn of the cyberspatial age in it, which I can remember now, but I couldn't remember at the time. I suppose you've refocused your attention on neurobiotechnology. Amazing what you did with those patents is one of the lines that will haunt me for the rest of my life. So when it's crap, it's really hard to remember, but when it's good, it's kind of fun.
And the writers are different, right? Like there's an Aaron Sorkin out there that you can't change a single word, and then
Right.
some writers are okay with how much you change it, and so that kind of depends. I mean, some of them are really adamant. You've got to go word for what they write, and fair enough. And some of them are like, just get the idea out. Especially if you're on the eighth try, they're like, you know what? Just get the idea out there and let's move on.
Okay, my question is for Samantha. How do you feel that they're bringing Joe back and not you?
Aww. It's like everybody got invited to the party and I didn't. Yeah, that was a thing I didn't want to bring up that I thought some of you would hate me for. There's been talk that Joe is coming back, but you know what? that's not really fair because I got brought back and she didn't, and I'm sure she said the same thing, right? So it's her chance to shine. I don't know, honestly, I really don't know how they're bringing her back. They can't do the same thing they did with me, so they got to get creative about it. She could come back as a bad guy, there's a million. We all know that there's a million ways. I'm jealous. I'm sad. It's like I'm a kid in the glass where everybody got to go in the playground and I got to stand in the house and look at everybody out there playing.
You must have been really mean to somebody to have that.
I must be very what?
You must have been really mean to somebody or something.
No, I wasn't. Was I?
You're Canadian.
Damn it! It's that Canadian thing again, because we live in igloos and ride around on snowmobiles. But yeah, you know what?
Snowmobile?
Yeah, and we have electricity up there too. Yeah, you know what, Sean? I'm happy for her. I sent her a little DM, is that what they're called? I sent her a little thing and a little thing saying, "Good on you, buddy. Go and have some fun." She will. We've always had a blast on the show, so now it's her chance to go and have some fun. And maybe one day we'll be back together. That would be a weird storyline. I don't know how they would do that, but never say never, right? You don't die on that show, so anything can happen on Supernatural, which is the beauty of it.
Hi guys. So my question is, in the entire time that you've been doing the Supernatural series...
Is there a reason that the people asking the questions are all the way at the back?
Yeah, because
Is it like, are we ashamed of them? Or?
No, it's because otherwise we're blocking people from seeing your beautiful face.
Yeah.
Oh, couldn't they just kneel sort of in a subservient manner in the aisle? It's sort of like they're showing due respect anyway if they did that.
She was being sarcastic. She was being sarcastic.
I would love to see who some of these people are.
Come on,
I see glitter back there, which is intriguing.
Yeah, why don't you guys go over to the...
Boobs again! That was my nickname in college. Boobs again.
Oh, wow, that was a good call.
Boobs and bells.
I'm not embarrassed.
Can you ask this question with bells? Can you express the bells? No?
Where do I go?
What?
Oh no, there's a technical thing. She can't just go anywhere because the...
Oh.
Look what you did, Misha.
So this is like show and tell. So
Here,
we've had the show portion.
Why don't you come up here and do a little...
Come on, Gary, what's your question?
Okay, come here.
There. Okay, go back there now.
You can ask your question here.
Welcome to DragonCon.
Best moment of my life ever. Okay.
They ain't over yet.
So I was going to ask, in the entire time that you guys have been doing Supernatural, what is the most difficult or challenging scene or episode you've ever had to do?
This will take a while to answer, won't it?
Straight to you, Misha, I think.
Can you bring the lights down low a little bit? A little music.
Okay, what was the question? What was the question? I really didn't hear it. There was too much excitement going on over there.
Does it really matter?
No, but I feel kind of bad. There's people that want to ask questions, and you're flirting with bells and boobs.
Well, flirting. There's no flirting going on here. We're just...
Fondling them.
There's a shortage of seating, is all. Actually, there's another chair right there. Let's see. Hardest what? Okay, for me, difficult scene. I think maybe one of my most difficult scenes was a bar scene, interestingly, strip club, with Jensen, where Cass has his first beer and is going to try to, learn the ways of women. No, you're fine. This was one of those stupid actor moments where I took the beer and I thought, it said Cass takes a sip of the beer in the script, and I thought, wouldn't it be funny if Cass just chugged the whole pint of beer? And so we did one take and I chugged the whole beer. And then we did another take and I chugged the whole beer again. And then we did a third and a fourth and a fifth take, and now I'm like, I actually don't know if I can do it again. Like I'm having little throw-up burps and the whole thing. And then we do a sixth take, and the way it works on set is sometimes the director is watching on monitors in another room or nearby, so he's not on set with you necessarily. And we did a sixth take, and the director from the other room goes, Misha, that was hilarious with the way you drank the beer. Do that again. Because as it turns out, the camera had not been on me, it had been on Jensen for the first 5. So that sucked.
That's why they call you Six-Pack.
That's why they call me Six-Pack, yep. And you guys just take your time on this one.
Okay.